Hello and welcome back to Frostpunk. In our last episode, we started a new home scenario and started laying out the very basics of our town here. And so we're going to pick that up in this scenario, or in this episode. We are in the middle of building a cookhouse, and we have workers collecting coal and wood. I don't think we have anybody collecting steel at the moment. We don't. And we are currently researching heaters. We have one medical post built here, and we have not started trying to satisfy the agreement to provide shelter. But we will tonight, because we have a day and 4 hours to accomplish it. The scouts just returned from the Lost Expedition. And so now we can go to choose another destination. So this, going directly to the observatory is going to take us 20 hours to arrive. However, if we go to the Lost Expedition first, which is only 6 or actually rather 5.5 hours, it should save us time getting to the observatory. So, and by the way, the observatory is my destination of choice rather than sturdy shelter or a crash site at this point. But we will eventually visit all of them. Okay, unpause, and we will have a little cutscene here. These are all of the refugees that we rescued from the Lost Expedition. People from our convoy. Reunions. It's heartwarming to see families reunited after so many hardships. But shouldn't there be other settlements nearby? The first expeditions left London long ago. They ought to be well established by now. They'll surely help us find our footing. We'll look for the others. Okay, so we've already sent out the scouts to try and find another settlement. These scouts are moving at the faster rate because they know where they're going. This quest is tied to this location, the sturdy shelter, because it has the little yellow dot, and it tells us that the quest is tied to it here. But we're actually going to not go there until we've gone to all of the other sites that we know about at this point. Or that we will know about until whatever. Engineers. And we have a bunch of people that we can assign to jobs, by the way. Let's put 15 people there. Let's put 7 and 8 people there. That leaves us with 2 engineers left. No, I don't want that. I want actually all these back. Let's build one more thing, and that is the hunter's hut. We'll build that here, and that will, as you can see, that will let us send out hunters to go out and find food, and they provide up to 15 raw food per day. And we want to get that built as quickly as possible, at least as quickly as reasonably possible, because we need to send out an expedition yet tonight. So wood crates depleted. That was this pile here. We're already collecting these ones. So let's collect these here. And then let's start in on the steel, I think. Yep, those covered, those covered. Yep. Let's assign 7 workers remaining to the steel, while we keep the 10 engineers here on building. Okay, we just got to 1800, but remember we extended all the work to 8 o'clock. I guess you say that call it as 2000. I don't know. I'm American. We don't really use military time unless you're in the 24-hour time unless you're in the military. So I'll probably toggle back and forth between AM, PM, and 100 hours, or 24-hour time. So heaters are researched. The next thing that I like to do is the steam hub. The steam hub, when powered by the generator, these contraptions create additional smaller heat zones around them. Each active unmodified steam hub consumes 3 coal per hour. So we have the cost of the steam hub here, which is in the panel describing the building. Whenever we unlock a building, we get that panel. Like for heaters here, we didn't get that panel. But we are also given here in this tooltip the cost of the research, which is 10 wood, and the time at 100% research rate, of course. So in 7 hours and in and costing 10 wood. And pause. Okay, our scouts made it to the Lost Expedition site again. We can reread the journal if we wanted to reread the journal out here. And we can do that at all these sites, but what we're here for is to send on to the observatory, which is 11 hours. So it took us about 5.5 hours, plus 11, that's 16.5 hours, versus 20 to get directly there. It's not bad. A savings of 3.5 hours this early in the game is worth it for your scouts, especially when you only have one scout team. We'll be able to get more later, by the way. But we only have one scout team, so we need those scouts to do their thing. Heating is off. We've read this before. We'll get this again in one more day, but that's alright. We have, we're now in full free time. It hit 8 p.m. That's why the generator alert came up. But, so now we're building like crazy. And the other stuff that I want to build tonight... Oh, and another law to sign. So we signed this. The next law that I'd like to sign is soup. We talked about these in the last episode, so I'm not going to talk about them again. I'm just going to go ahead and sign soup, because I would rather have discontent and have to deal with that rather than have to deal with additional illness. So we're going with soup. Automatically, the cookhouse switches to that new recipe. So unpause, and pause again. I get a few comments here. Let's take these workers off of here and take the workers off of here just to make my life a little easier. Fill them in there and then fill them in here. And the next thing we want to do is start building our housing. Our people found a trail leading into the wilderness. We should follow it. We must find other people and ask them for help to secure our survival. Yeah, that's that quest that popped up. So now that it's free time, it's building time. Let's slow the game down. Oops. And go here to tents. And let's build 8 tents. 3, 4, 5, 6. Did that build okay? Yeah, it built okay. But I'm going to leave these 3 spaces free. And I'm going to build 2 more tents. I can't remember if it's this one or... definitely this one, but I can't remember if I need to leave this one or this one blank. So I'm going to build a tent here instead. And then I need to build a road out to it. I will put roads all the way around in a curve, in an arc like this, but I also want to just save myself a little bit of wood here and just put a straight road out to that house. So everybody who works during the day will at night start building stuff. So this is going to satisfy our shelter, which we only have 20 hours to satisfy, so we have to satisfy that 80 people shelter, which is 8 houses, or 8 tents rather. 8 housing units. These are the hunters hiking out to go and find food, I think. I'm pretty sure. Can't click on them, so yeah, that's what they are. Do a little bit more speed here. And we need to watch for 130 again. Ish. Go ahead, and I can slow it down and click that. And the steam generator will kick on and start heating up this inner ring again. The next thing that I want to build, if I have the materials for it, and I do, is a medical. We gotta have 2 of those. I mean, we don't have to, but we have a problem here with sick people, so we need to deal with them as reasonably as possible. This indicator here, by the way, shows how many sick people are currently being treated, and this shows how many sick people are currently not being treated. So right now, we're only able to treat 5 at a time, and we have 16 total sick people, so we definitely need another medical tent, at least. We also have 6 people who are hungry, which is a weird thing to me because there's food. There's 44 rations, but they are going to eat, so that's fine. And then this house should get done momentarily, and just at 5 a.m., so let's shut the generator back down again. And here's the crazy commentaries again. This house should get done. Shelter promise fulfilled. Hope rises. So you can see the hope will shoot up by a decent chunk, and also the discontent went down. I think more because we built a house than because of, like, there's less lack of shelter, as opposed to because the quest, but maybe because of the quest. I'm not sure. So the scouts have reached the observatory. Something's amiss at the observatory. Snow covers the precious instruments, and the dome is open, letting out a thin column of smoke. Someone's inside. Observatory. The sun is dimming. Instead of astronomers, we are met by some of our lost people. They explain that they came here for help, but found everyone dead. The astronomers continued their observations until they starved. What was so important for them, they wrote it up in their diaries. The loss of sunlight can't be explained solely by the fouling of the atmosphere by the southern volcanoes. The sun is dimming. So we get a little bit of peek into the backstory here. There apparently was some volcanic eruptions. So basically it's like a nuclear winter or a volcanic winter causing the cooling of the earth, but maybe not entirely. Maybe the sun is dimming. So again, we have the escort or send options, but we also have a third option of leave the survivors to their fate. And that is not knowing the way to our city, the survivors will die trying to find it. Because, as I mentioned before, I never choose the send, I always choose the escort, there's no way I'm choosing the leave. So we're going to escort them back to the city, and instead of the 20 hours that it would have taken to get out here, or the 16 and a half it took via the Lost Expedition, of course we get the double speed trip back, so in 10 hours they'll be back, which puts us at a little bit before the end of the workday, which is kind of good. Okay, so our 5 engineers are ready to go, back to work, and then the other 5 can go in there for now. And so now I want to start doing some planning.
Get to work.
Now that we're back to work, I want to extend this road out. Actually, no, I don't want to extend this road out. I want to build a sawmill. And the sawmill, as you can see, highlights in green the trees that it can pick up. But you can see also that when I put it over the trees, it tells us the building here will destroy sources. And we don't want to do that. So I want to find a sweet spot here where we're collecting a lot of trees. It's not too far of a walk, but that we can get in here and just only have the not adjacent to a street alert as opposed to both alerts. And mostly I want to make sure that I collect these trees that are nearest to the hub. So I want to pick those up, and this is a good spot right here. And when we place this, you can see that since this is not adjacent to a street, we're told by this icon that not only are we not adjacent, but we can click on the icon to build some. So I want to plan out now this road to that point. And then to that point. And now it's just an alert telling us that the street is under construction that leads us to this sawmill. But we're not going to actually build this until those survivors arrive. And while those survivors are still coming, I want to build a couple more things. I want to build a hunter's hut. And unpause again. Or it was unpaused. But I want to keep kind of planning out the next builds, because none of this stuff will get built because I've assigned all my workers to gathering. None of this stuff is going to get built, except the coal pile being depleted, until the end of the shift. So the 15 workers from this coal pile just became unemployed, and so I immediately employed them at this next coal pile behind, which should be fine. Some of them think they're going to come here and take a job, which is all right, I guess. But they need to get back on coal. Across the top here, I don't think I talked about these yet. We have the coal, wood, steel, and steam cores that we have stockpiled, as well as the raw food and food rations we have stockpiled. And actually, I don't need 5 engineers in here. Let's take them out and let them... let 3 of them go in there, and then 1 of them can do some building. That's fine. And the generator finally kicked off 6 hours after I shut it off. Or finally cooled down all the way. Okay, let's speed up. Let's get through the workday. And we finished the Steam Hub research, so let's go in here. We depleted wood crates as well. But let's go in here and start the next research, which I want to do next, hunter's gear. Thanks to better snowshoes and enhanced camouflage, hunters setting out from the hunter's hut will return with more raw food from each hunt, up to 20 raw food per hunt. So this, of course, is another 10 wood cost. And so now we're currently only getting 15 raw food per hunt, so we'll be able to increase that by 5. And the wood crates that depleted were here. So now I want to take the engineers out, put in the workers, and then put the rest of the workers in here. And we'll let the engineers do work building roads and this hunter's hut instead of the collecting resources. Now that I'm able to push some people onto steel gathering. Okay, so now we have an additional hunter's hut available, but I don't want to assign any workers there yet. Because there's a little bit of a... more wood crates depleted. These are depleted. Okay. So let's... you know what? That's actually the time that I want to assign the workers to it. So there's a little trick that you can do. I don't like to do it because I find it a little bit cheaty. But there's a trick you can do in the early game. Well, you can do it anytime, but it's effective and mostly effective in the early game, where you can say have 15 workers assigned to a pile, and then at the start time here at 1800, you pull them off of the work at the pile and send them to work at the hunter's hut. And you're kind of then double dipping. They don't work as efficiently because they're tired, but you can do that. I don't like to do that. I feel it's a little cheaty, a little exploity, and you don't really need to if you plan well enough. So now that they're done working here at the wood crates, though, they have a couple hours. Let's see, what time is it? 1500. They have 2.5 hours to sleep before they have to go out and hunt tonight. So I count that as fair. What happened? I heard a pop. Oh, Book of Laws. The next law that I like to do is Fighting Arena. Nothing relieves tension better than watching a few rounds of an all-out slugfest. So if you remember the cooldown time for these three, that was 18 hours. This one has a day 12-hour cooldown time. It's going to require us to build a new fighting arena, which is a new building, and it's going to stage evening bouts, which will reduce discontent, but we'll have to build that fighting arena. And so now we have a quest here. We have to build a fighting arena within 3 days. And we will, don't worry about it. But that's what these two spaces are for. I can't remember which one I want to put the fighting arena in, so I just kept them both. Good. Betting on fights was the next best thing to the races. I'm itching to see a good fight. It'll be just like old times. Right, and we are just about back here with the workers. Or the additional refugees, I mean. Okay, and we'll pause, and we'll send these guys back out. And this time we're going to go to the crash site. And it's 15 hours to get there, but we don't have a waypoint that we can click on that will take us there faster. I mean, that's going to take us... the distance for that one, that's 10 hours there. So, as you can see, that would be additional time to go from here to here. So, this one we have to do direct route to. So, in 15 hours, it'll be sometime tomorrow. 16 and... well, almost 17 and 15. That's 14 and a half. So 16 and 15 is 31. That's about 7 in the morning. When they'll arrive there. Let's unpause and let them get back to building here. You can see they're building the road as directed, and they're also building the sawmill as directed. But I don't want to fire the sawmill up yet. I just wanted it built. I think. Or do I want to fire it up? I think I do want to fire it up. Let's assign... no, let's not assign. We have workers here. We need workers here. And then I want to put workers here with some engineers. in there, and I want to turn this on to the more difficult. No roof over our heads. Captain, people are understandably concerned about the lack of shelter. Right, this is basically the same thing, and we have the same choice. We have to either shelter 32 or 64 people in the next 2 days, or not address it. I'm going to, again, choose to do the shelter for everyone option here, because it gives us a large amount of hope. And I have 2 days to do it, just like the last time, which shouldn't be a problem. Alright, so we will put people in the sawmill, but just not quite yet. And we're not going to quite get hunter's gear before the end of the day. It has 4 more % to go. Oh no, it's still going. Why is it still going? Oh, it is going to finish. Oh, nice. How did that finish? They're supposed to only work till 20. Interesting. So after hunter's gear, this is where I kind of diverge from a plan that I had. Faster gatherings, always nice to have, especially early in the game. We are going to want to have steelworks before too long. We also are going to want to have coal thumpers before too long. But I think we're okay with... Let's see. And then we also will eventually need to do this drawing boards research. But I don't want to do this yet, because I want to gather some more wood first. And we don't need it for these just yet. More scouts would be good, though. Soon. Down here, we obviously need to unlock some other stuff before we can do that. This is a good one as well. Where's the food? This one. We need it all the way down there. Okay, so let's do faster gathering. This just boosts, I didn't read it, but this just boosts employing better tools and methods. People gathering resources from coal piles, wood crates, and steel wreckage work 15% faster whether using gathering posts or not. Costs us, of course, 10 wood, 7 hours, and they just gather those resources laying on the ground faster, as well as a little bit later resources from other sources. Resources from other sources. Okay, so now that we're in free time, there are a few other things that I want to build. I need to build the fighting arena eventually, but I don't want to build it yet today, I don't think. We have time, right? We have 2 days, 18 hours left. Yep. I want to build, to begin with, gathering posts. We need 3 of them, I think, scattered around here. We need 1 here. Picking up these 2 here. Wait a minute. Do I not have enough steel? I don't have enough steel. Shoot. I didn't have enough workers gathering enough steel long enough. Okay, well, we'll have to live with 1 of them. For now. Is that the best one? We have 500... Yeah, that one's fine. Okay. We'll live with 1 of them for now, until we can get some more steel. But what we need to do is... Oh, we can't do that yet either. Or I don't want to do that yet either. The heating is off, of course, because... Yeah. Thank you. And let's speed through the night. No, let's plan that fighting pit. Right, steam hubs we can make, but we don't have any steel. Fighting arena. If it goes here, or if it goes there, it goes here. And the reason it goes here is you can see it's got a range, an area of effect. And it could go out, actually it could go out here. Does it? Do I usually put it out here? No, I can't remember. Or there. You know what? I think I actually put it there. No. Well, yeah, actually that will work. Let's go there. The reason I almost said no is because if you put this here, it's hard to see those green lines when you're out far enough. eventually I'm going to have houses all the way out here. But at that point, I'll have another fighting pit somewhere out here, fighting arena somewhere out here. And so that'll work out fine. So yes, this is where I want to put it, right there. And these are also the exact same size as the houses. So we're going to put this here and build the road now in this direction and going all the way over to there. And then I can put more housing in here. And actually, we're going to go ahead and start building houses. We have 43 wood to spend, so that means we can build 4 tents. 2, 3, 4. No, actually. Don't want to build that last one just yet. Because we can't build a road to it just yet. Yes, I know we were out of wood. Okay. So let that go. See, the hunters now, they went out this way today. So they'll go out a different direction each day. Which is kind of an interesting kind of randomness to it. Which is nice to have. And oh, by the way, we will build more fighting arenas. We'll have one out here, picking up the next group of housing. I'm going to leave them there just for a moment. Or not for a moment, for more than a moment. Fighting arena has been built. Hope rises. And so the fighting arena is open for 5 hours every night. From 6:30 till 11:30 every night. Fights are held here in the evenings. Everyone can participate or watch to unwind after work. So it's too late now, but oh crud, I almost forgot about the heat. Now everyone can, so starting tomorrow night, everyone will visit the fighting arena if they want and fight or whatever. So you can see here the generator hasn't fired up. There it goes. The generator is fired up all the way. We have comfortable tents there and livable tents out here, which is perfectly fine. And we have these heater indicators here on all these buildings, which we don't need yet, but this is the heaters we researched. We can now unlock, or we can now heat up these buildings a little bit extra if needed, which we will eventually need. Okay, so they're all going to get to work here. Do I have enough wood to build a 3rd medical tent? I do not. Alright, we're going to have to build another one of those as soon as we get some more wood. And we'll build more housing after that. It's 5. I am not going to shut the generator off today. From now on, the generator stays on forever. And the reason we're not turning it off is because it's going to get cold here in a few minutes. I think it's 7 o'clock is when the temperature always changes. So people just went out to work. We should be gathering some steel now. We are. I want to build more gathering posts. We need a little bit more wood for that. Okay, we're going to need to collect. I want to come out here and collect from this coal. It means, of course, we need a road to get out there. And now the cold sets in. So now we need to take the workers out of all of the sort of manual gathering here. We cannot gather directly anymore. They are very cold. And we now need to assign workers. Got to shift that. We now need to assign workers to gathering posts instead of assigning them directly to the work sites. Did I get this one? Yeah, I did. Okay, let's make sure we don't have... Get out of there. You can mouse over this, by the way, and it shows you where all your workers are. So what we'll do is we'll build a couple more gathering posts as we have the resources. And one out here and one out here. And we'll be able to pick up the rest of those sort of wild resources. But let's unpause. And discontent just rose because of cold at home. See, these tents here are chilly. We're going to deal with that as soon as we get some steel coming in. And we've made it to the crash site. That's where our expedition was split up, when our vehicles crashed during a snowstorm. Some of our precious supplies should be here. So we're going to get some wood and some raw food from here. Let's explore. Fate of the Forgotten. There are plenty of priceless supplies in the wrecks of our expedition. Searching among crates scattered in the snow behind the wrecks, we found the bodies. They're tangled together in a single frozen mass, as if these people were trying to find at least a bit of warmth just before they died. We can do nothing for them, not even bury them. We discovered the Gloomy Cave. And I want to go to the Gloomy Cave. 12 hours to arrive. Okay. Let's turn the game back on again. And hopefully we'll start gathering some materials. Okay, now it's work time for regular work, which we were long since past. And I want to take this road out, straight out to there as well. I think... No, I need a spacer building here. Tent. And then I want to take this road there. And then straight out from there. Yeah, straight out from there. There, I think it is. Oh, and you built a little tiny road right here. I don't know if dismantling streets gives us any resources back. It does. It gives us like 50%. So this costs us 2 wood to make. We're going to get 1 wood back from there because I don't need that road anymore. But we are able to build that now. Let's see. Do I want to do another gathering post or medical post first? I think probably the medical post. Here come our hunters back from their hunt. And they've brought back some food. And we're now cooking that food. We only have 1 engineer cooking food, which is fine. I want everybody working. Let's turn the heaters on here in these buildings. And let's turn the heaters on here in these buildings to make them yellow. Medical posts and the engineer, the workshop. Yeah. Alright, we have lots of wood now. Okay, faster gatherings research. Let's do coal thumper, I think. I guess I should have read that too. Coal thumper. By pumping pressurized water into underground coal deposits, the coal thumper washes the precious resource to the surface, forming a pile of up to 560 coal per standard workday. Enough for 2 gathering posts. Alright. Let's assign 10 workers here, turn the heater on. They'll gather coal now, so now we don't have to worry about starving out our coal supply. And I want to build 2 more gathering posts out here. Let's do the same line as that road, probably. 2, right here, 1, 2, there. Yes, the same line as that road. I thought that road was in a good place. And we'll go right there. And then we'll do this road. So there's a road here. 1, 2, no road. 1, 2, road. 1, 2. This should be actually no road. So I'll put the road out here. That way we don't have to delete it later. If I counted correctly, at least. And then a gathering post goes up over here. And this one I'm less worried about positioning because this area is a little bit different. And then let's build a road. Straight out, radial arm from there. And that basically depletes all of our wood. And I want this stuff to be built as quickly as possible. So and I can't assign workers anywhere else right now. So I'm leaving it the way that it is. We have 1 day, 2 hours left for our shelter. So tonight we need to build the last 4 houses. Nope, not yet. Oh, we need another gathering post here too. But first, let's build that medical post that I keep forgetting to build. Right there. And then we'll build the other gathering post. I think I want it here. I think that's where I want it. Okay, and let's run. So, we are healing people, and you can see that they're going into there. It's free time for normies, but not for workers in my little town. Heat on, workers in. We'll send an engineer there as well. Scouts have reached the Gloomy Cave. The cave is, or was, inhabited. There are a number of footprints leading to its entrance. We should check if there's still someone alive up there. Explore. Beset by beasts. We can hear terrified shrieks coming from a cave uphill. When we come closer, several polar bears turn towards us, blocking the entrance. There are people trapped inside, and those beasts are picking them off one by one and feasting on them. So this one is a bit of a questionable decision here. We can leave the bears alone, which will kill the survivors. Or we can risk attacking the bears, which could mean that our scouts will die, but all those people will live, which is 33 people. This one's just kind of a random number generator kind of thing. So we're just going to hope that we win this fight. We had to help the survivors. When our scouts attacked the bears, the people in the cave, 3 children, 18 engineers, and 12 workers, joined them, and together they drove the beasts away. Then they all set out toward our city. So we managed to chase the bears away without losing anybody, which is awesome, because I don't know what the odds are, but it's probably like 50-50. You'll lose your scouts in the process. This is too cold. No, there's 6 sick absences out there. And it's quitting time for everybody now. And we just finished the coal thumper research. Awesome. Let's pause and let's do the steelworks research next. Oh, we can assign 5 engineers here, and that'll take care of 5 more sick people. And we need to turn that heater on also, I think. Yeah. That heater needs to go on. Oh, can't go on yet. Did I change? Yes, that time has changed. Time has changed. No. It needs to be changed. This one. This one. This one. And then once this one's done building, we can change the time now. But we'll turn the heater on when we assign people to that building. And I'm just looking at the time, and I think it's time to wrap up this episode. As you can see, we have a nice city established here. We do need to provide shelter for 34 more people. We only have enough to build 3 more houses, though. So we're going to have to build the 3 now, and then build the other one in the morning as soon as we can. And I almost forgot that I need to build... Oh, no, never mind. 3 more houses, tents, and then that one's going to have to be done later in the morning. Okay, so we're going to leave this here, and we'll come back and pick up where we left off. We're leaving off here by finishing up this housing quest before we run out of time, and welcoming back our scouts and our refugees, and collecting more resources and building more of the town. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.